YouTube, what's good, YouTube? Yo, I hope everybody chilling. Hope everybody doing great. Such a nice day today. It's early in the morning, but I don't know. I've been experiencing this, so this explains why I haven't been like active on YouTube or like I just been to myself pretty much. So I've been reading Carl Jung, right? I've been reading this book, right? On active imagination. Powerful book, man. Very powerful book. So I just started it. Like I'm almost halfway through. And what he's talking about over here is like pretty much him basically establishing a relationship with his anima, with his soul, and to a level that he can use the anima to assist him in interpreting the messages that because the anima, the soul, is the middleman that transfer the unconscious to the conscious, so we could be able to perceive it out here. So he talks about building a relationship with your animal, whatever, like. But then after a while, after you understand the promptings and you understand the language of the animal, you wouldn't need the middleman no more. So you'll be able to dissect the messages from the unconscious to the consciousness yourself. Once you get to that level of understanding, you know. So my point is that when you climb to these, well, I don't know where we really go, whether we ascend or where we go spiritually, but when you start to go to the higher levels, of consciousness, and you start to dive into yourself, it's like the beach or a pool, right? Like the more you go in, the deeper it's gonna get. And if you don't know how to swim, you're gonna just sink. So that's the same thing with your soul. Remember, because your soul is eternal. Your soul has no depth. It's infinite. So when you go into that space, if you're not prepared, if you're not strong-minded, if you don't have the capacity, if you're not built for that level of, just for that level, man, if you're not ready for that, you can borderline, you can lose your mind. Because I was going through it myself, yo. I've been feeling like I was too high, yo. And you know what's funny? Because when I smoke, like I'll get, you know, when you get, I don't know about y'all, but if y'all ever smoke weed, when y'all get so high that you start to get anxiety, and you start to like what the fuck is going on type of shit. But that's just cause you get so high, and then you fucking start to get afraid of heights type of shit. But you still in your body, you home, you chilling, but the elevation that happens within yourself it becomes overwhelming, and it feels like you kind of like scared of heights. But I learned how to master that feeling, and how to stay composed when these intense feelings of anxiety or whatever it is that comes upon me that causes you to almost freak out, to lose your mind. The key, when you master to stay calm in these positions, in and these emotional feelings, and you manage to learn how to navigate and overcome these feelings, that's it right there. That's it right there, yo. So, but the point is that let me read this to you, all right? Cause this is interesting, yo. Cause I've been feeling shit, and I haven't had like a reference to relate on. So I just been quiet the whole time, just like, fuck, yo. Am I like biting more than what I can chew type of shit? Is this more than I thought type of shit? But then this is what I've been like telling myself and keeping within myself. I'm like, yo, like am I really built for this shit? Is this like a little bit too much for me? But then it's crazy how I'm divinely guided, yo. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, where I go, I always come back to, like, I always get the answer, whether it's tomorrow. Y'all know how this work. So you know, me and my feelings of doubt and whatever, self-sabotage, whatever, all those emotions that be coming up when you feel like you're unsure and just normal human emotions. But the thing is that it can fuck with you when you come to these levels, because you don't need those emotions when you at that level, because it can become overwhelming. Like, it can make you or break you type of shit. So let me read this to you. So this is off the chapter confrontation with the unconscious, right? So I'm gonna just give y'all, I know it's probably gonna be hard to understand the whole concept of what's going on, but let me just read it to you. So particularly at this time, when I was working on the fantasies was like, it was like his unconscious. You know how your mind is always bringing like images to your mind that sometimes that you be like, why the fuck am I thinking about this shit? Like, you think about some weird shit and it just pops into your mind, like, yo, what the fuck? Like who's sending me these messages? Who the fuck is up there sending me these thoughts? So when I was working on my fantasies, I needed a point of support in this world. And I may say that my family and my professional work were that to me. It was most essential for me to have a normal life in the real world as a counterpoise to that strange inner world. Yo, because when you go to that inner world and you come back here, you have to ground. You have to immediately you have to grind. You gotta come back down, nigga, because you're gonna feel like you're losing your mind. So where is that? What he say? Oh, right here. My family and my profession remain the base of which I could always return, assuring me that I was an actuality existing. Let me read that again. Assuring me that I was an actually existing, ordinary person. The unconscious contents could have driven me out of my wits. But my family and the knowledge, I have a medical diploma from a Swiss university. I must help my patients. I have a wife and 5 children. I live at 228 C Strasse, whatever. He's giving his address where he lived. These were actualities which made demands upon me and proved to me again and again that I really existed. That I was not a blank page whirling about in the winds of the spirit. Like Nietzsche had lost the ground under his feet because he possessed nothing more than the inner world of his thoughts yo, you see why it's important to like establish a family, have your kids, have your wife, because these are the things that keep you grounded to this world. Like, be in this world, not of this world, type of shit. And you gotta find that balance, especially when you come into this to the spirituality, when you trying to tap into yourself, and you trying to go to the unconscious, to your soul, to you know what I'm saying, to where scientists says that when you hit the quantum level, that's when things get tricky, because the laws of nature don't apply to the spirit realm. So it's easy to lose your mind, nigga. To when you come back over here, you cannot ground yourself. When you don't have nothing to basically hold yourself on. It's like when you in a deep pool and you can't swim, but you're trying to hold on to stay afloat. You're trying to hold on to whatever you can, because you can't feel the floor under your feet. So you got a ground, and you over here trying to hold on to shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't sink. So you don't. It's the same shit with the unconscious, yo. I remember when I was in the when the trip started, like my last trip started, it was like I was in the surface, right? I went from the surface, and all of a sudden I started to see like my neurons light up, like kind of like constellations. You know how constellations look? They'll have a dot, and then a line, then another dot, and then a line, then another dot, then a line, then another dot, and it'll form whatever constellation is trying to form. That's how I saw the neurons, and like when I went inside, I'm looking like it looks like 3D, like surround sound type of shit. So I'm looking inside, and I'm in the beginning of the trip. I'm coming inside myself. So as the neurons are lighting up, it's like the pathways in my brain or some shit to take me where like I was lit up like some, like, you know when you crank your car, zoom, that your vehicle turns on. That's how I kind of felt. And at that first level, the first stages in the surface, I saw all like the games, like Super Mario, like all the games, all these animated games that are created in this realm. So that also made me realize, like, yo, everything has a meaning, like a deep meaning, and this is all a game. And the same rules that apply in the games, same rules apply over here, but just like on a metaphoric, like on a metaphoric level. It's kind of, it's weird, but so then it was taking me to the center of myself. That's why they talk about the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth and all that. That's all talking about yourself. Because if there was something beneath the ground, if there was something on the earth, these motherfuckers would have been found that shit. Bro, if there was some shit beneath the earth, whatever it is, whatever you believe in, they would have been found that shit. They would have been found it. I'm telling you, if they haven't found it or it does exist, whatever, they would have been found it. So me, my theory, my opinion, this is talking about yourself. The you. You are a reflection of the all. So if it's talking about inner earth, nigga, that shit is talking about you. Cause that's how I see it. That's how I interpret it, because I've seen how it is. Like, what else can they be talking about if they haven't found Atlantis or any of these underground, you know what I'm saying, like these Agartha or any of these supposedly hidden cities or civilizations that are on the earth? How come they haven't found that shit yet? That shit is all talking about yourself within. So when I told y'all the surface level was like the cartoon world, it was pixelated. It was like it was pixelated like the Matrix. That's how you know we in the Matrix. This shit is all a fucking program. So as I start to go more inside, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, babe, they're trying to take me, cause I was at the surface, and I was still like more here than I was there, cause I was at the beginning. So I was still like talking to my wife and explaining to her what I was seeing while it was happening. And I was like, all right, babe, that's it. Like, I can't. like they're gonna take me. Like I gotta get on. I gotta basically I gotta leave now. Like, I'll see you later type of shit. And that's how I was. So I went deeper in my trip. Everybody around me fell asleep, and then that's how my trip started. And then I went to where I went to, and I already told y'all about the trip, whatever. So then when I come back from that trip, now I gotta like alchemize all the shit that I seen in the unconscious and bring it to the surface, to out here. I gotta bring it from within out here, and I gotta like try to how you say it, try to filter all that information that I was seeing and receiving from the inside, and I had to bring it out, and that was tough, cause at the same time you got all these planetary alignments happening. So yo, still right now to this day, I'm still getting my faculties back under my feet. Like, and you know what's funny too, cause when you grow, you gotta get acclimated with that growth. You gotta get acclimated with the height, with the altitude. You know what I'm saying? Speaking like, the higher you go, the more you gotta ground yourself in the level that you at when you reach it. Cause if not, you're gonna be all disorientated. You're not gonna know what's up with these energies. It's gonna be too intense. You might potentially could lose your mind, or I'm saying, this shit is crazy, bro. That's why a lot of people not gonna be able to they're not gonna be able to make that. How can I say that? They're not gonna be able to cross over and do it safely. It's gonna be tough, bro. So I was fucked up with these emotions. Like how can I shake these emotions? Like how can I like how can I get back to I guess feeling comfortable? Cause when you go inside yourself or you come out of yourself, you're in an uncomfortable situation. You in a place that you haven't, like, you're not really like used to being type of shit. So you gotta get acclimated with that, and then when you get acclimated with that, you gotta come back to this, and it's two different worlds. And then to function back in the matrix, it's like, fuck, yo, like how can I function in this matrix now when I seen all this? When I like, how can I put everything into perspective that I just saw to like, yo, this shit is crazy, bro. So now, reading this book, I know I'm probably like making no sense to y'all, cause this shit is crazy, my nigga. So I had to keep all this shit in, like yo, did I bite more than what I can chew off? Is like, am I tripping, or is this real? Is this, you know, like you have your you know, you question shit and you like, damn, was I supposed to do that or what? But then you fast forward and whatever you went through, then comes the answers. My answers, I'll go through shit today, and sometimes I wouldn't get the answers of what I went through today for like 3 years or 3 months or 6 months. And then I'll be like, oh, that's why I fucking went through that, and that's why I seen that. It was cause time is linear. There's no time. Like, time is just an illusion. That clock, it's an illusion. It's real, but it's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So then when to come back, to ground yourself back, when you come from that other side, it's tough, yo. It'd be tough, yo. So then this book talking about active imagination just answers so much questions for me, and so much of the and so much of what I went through and what I seen that I couldn't articulate myself because I didn't have a reference to you know what I'm saying, to look upon and to compare. But now I do. And it's crazy because all these people that write books, all these books is people that pretty much that went to the unconscious and saw and bring back the knowledge and articulated it in a book. So technically we don't really need the books. You could just go within yourself. You have all the information you need. Any information on any time period, anything. But we still read, you know. Reading is fundamental. It's very soothing. It actually helps me with my artwork, and it helps me on many levels. And I'm grateful for this book. I'm grateful for this book because this book just grounded the fuck out of me. It just brought me back down. It just brought me back down. Yo, I've been floating basically in the ethers for like the past few months, and I couldn't like find like a grounding, like to come back down to fully like be in my body type of shit. Up until I started to read this book, and it started to put things into perspective for me. I'm excited to read the rest, but let me continue. So Nietzsche had lost the ground under his feet because he possessed nothing more than the inner world of his thoughts, which incidentally possessed him more than he did. I need some fucking. That's the problem when you Spanish. Look, I'm Spanish, but then I'm Dominican, and we speak like a slanged out Dominican. It's not even a perfect Dominican. It's kind of like a broken English, but like a broken Spanish type of shit. Then on top of that, I'm from New York. I come to New York from little. I learned the slang in New York, so it's hard to talk like professionally or sound very articulate. When I have residue of not residue, but when my first language was Spanish type of shit, so sometimes for me to pronounce certain words it take a little bit more than the average person. So bear with me, y'all. Which incidentally possessed him more than it. So basically, since Nietzsche lost his ground, he basically lost touch with reality, cause he only possessed the inner world, the inner night. He didn't have no kids, he ain't had no wife, he ain't had nothing really to hold on to on this side of the realm to keep him grounded here. And that's how I've been feeling. But I have kids and I have a wife, but I didn't know how to how to utilize the things around me, because I'm thinking this is a holographic universe. This is artificial. None of this shit exists. So I'm like, fuck. So the only thing that exists is I'm saying the other world, like the inner world. But you gotta fucking balance the two, and I was struggling with that. But so let me continue. He was uprooted and hovered above the earth, and therefore he succumbed to exaggerations and irreality. For me, such irreality was the quintessence of horror. For I aimed, after all, at this world and this life, no matter how deeply absorbed or how blown about I was. I always knew that everything I was experiencing was ultimately directed at this real life of mine. I meant to meet its obligation to fulfill its meanings. My watchwords was well, he just giving like somebody that like his support, somebody that supported him while he was going through what he was going through. Thus, my family and my profession always remained a joyful reality, and a guarantee that I also had a normal existence. So he just had to like live a normal life, yo, to like not lose sight of his current of the matrix, the current world, the matrix, it'd be hard to articulate this shit. But I hope you understand what I'm saying, what I mean. It's like, cause I've been struggling with this shit, and I haven't heard nobody like really talk about it or elaborate or articulate it the way that I needed it for it can make sense to me up until I read this book. There's more that I wanted to read because I was reading yesterday and I don't know what my children lost my highlighter. So I wanted to read some other stuff about it, but I don't even know why I lost it. But hey, man, this is a must-have. This is a must-have. Like, this is a must-have on Active Imagination. I really recommend this book, especially if you're trying to tap into the high levels of spirituality. And you gotta obviously we gotta live in this current reality, the matrix, as well as the unconscious. So we gotta find a balance between the two. And this book has helped me do that. Carl Jung. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. I know I probably didn't make no fucking sense. Cause it's fucking hard. It'd be hard for me sometimes to even make sense of this shit. But it is what it is, yo. Complex things, man. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Anyways, I'm out, yo. I'm about to get back to my book. I'm about to stop sounding crazy. Because I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? But one day y'all gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. I promise you. Y'all gonna be like, yo, this is what this nigga was saying. What the fuck? This nigga was right. But it is what it is, yo. But anyways, yo, y'all let me know, yo, how y'all stay grounded. Like I'm talking to my people that have crossed over. Like, how was it for you to come back and ground yourself back to this reality after you went through your experience? If you have, like, what are you holding on to in this dimension that keeps you grounded, that keeps you functioning in this reality? Cause I've been kind of like struggling with it, and up until now, like, I found the answer, I found the support, cause I couldn't find it anywhere up until and it's crazy, yo, cause I wasn't even gonna get this book. I was gonna get a whole nother different shit, and then that shit just popped up, and I'm like, Active Imagination. Alright, boom, and I got it. Came the next day. I was happy as fuck. And yeah, it's I recommend it, y'all. Anyways, I'm out, yo. I'm over here fucking talking for a half hour about nothing. I'm out. Peace. Y'all have a good day.